Good day everyone, my name is David and I am System Engineer from NH2 System. Today, I am going to cover the integration of service management with Microsoft Teams using the integration engine. So for the agenda, I will be talking about the setting up of Microsoft Teams integration using Microsoft Azure and the use cases of the integration. And finally, at the end of this video I will be showing you the demonstration of the integration. Before we proceed to the integration, make sure you have met the following prerequisite. To set up the integration, take note of the responsibility of this three-person in figure below. Azure Admin is responsible to add a Microsoft Teams integration user. This user is the one who creates teams and channels in Microsoft Teams application. After creating teams and channels, person that involved in specific task is added to the respective channel. Then Azure Admin can now register SMAX on Azure portal. Application ID, Directory ID and a secret value can be obtained here. Tenant admin of SMAX use 3 of this value to connect SMAX and Microsoft Teams. Tenant admin will also receive the link for Azure admin to approve the permission to perform the integration. After permission had been approved, we are now ready to connect SMAX and Microsoft Teams. In this video, I am going to share some of the use cases that can be performed by the SMAX Teams integration. Before going into the use case, I will share about how the integration works. First, tenant admin configure each of the team and channel according to their name. Then we configure the business rule in SMAX Studio for each of the entity related to specific record. Once a SMAX user create a record in SMAX which trigger the integration to Microsoft Teams, members in the channel will see a pop-out message related to the record and they able to reply to that message. Major incident use case here is used to notify the key stakeholders in Microsoft Teams immediately when a major incident occurred. They can collaborate on its resolution and close the incident in Microsoft Teams. In the meantime, the system keeps all discussions in the incident, which allows other incident analysts to reuse solutions in future. This is an example of business rule that can used to perform major incident alert. You can pause the video for further understanding. SMAX can also trigger an action based on specific keyword. In here, when a member replied a message starting with #solution, SMAX will show the message in discussion tab and take the solution to the resolution section. The completion code will automatically change to resolved successfully. If you look into the workflow, it is now under review phase. This is the business rule to perform the trigger actions based on keywords. Virtual CAB use case allows the system to notify change advisory board members about changes that are pending approval. The CAB team can review and discuss the change process. The integration attaches the comments they make in MS Teams to the change request to track the decisions made during the CAB meeting. A change manager can then approve or rework the change. This is an example of business rule that can used to perform virtual CAB alert. You can pause the video for further understanding. In here, when a member replied a message starting with #abandon, SMAX will show the message in discussion tab and the completion code will automatically change to abandoned. If you look into the workflow, it has moved from approved plan to abandoned stage. Contract negotiation use case allows the system to send a notification to MS Teams when a contract is about to expire. This helps to start a discussion about the contract timely enough between all stakeholders. This is an example of business rule that can used to perform contract negotiation alert. You can pause the video for further understanding. Last but not least, we can add custom action for the integration. Custom action is the button on top of a specific record. We can use this record to navigate to the chat box of owner of the ticket. This function is useful if the owner does not describe clearly when submitting a request. Now, I am going to demonstrate to you on how the integration work on major incident. When there are changes made towards the priority of specific incident record, SMAX will trigger the action of sending a notification message to Microsoft Teams under specific channels. Members in the channel can reply to this message with suggestion. Here, Adele Vance is one of the members of Incident Group. She is giving a suggestion to resolve the incident. In SMAX, navigate to the discussion tab of that record. You can see that the reply is appended as a comment here. Now, take note of the workflow of the incident record. Ensure it is now in the initial support phase. If a member from the channel who had the permission to resolve the incident, taking Diego as an example, he can reply the message starting with #solution and give it a solution. After Diego replied the message with a solution, in SMAX, under Resolution section, the reply from Diego has appended in the solution field, and the completion code of this incident has set to resolved successfully. Look into the workflow of the incident record. It is now in the review state. Now I am going to do the demonstration on how the integration work on Virtual CAB when there is a change pending to be approved, that is, in the transition between planned state and approved planned state of a normal change workflow. SMAX will send a notification message to the Change Advisory Board member in Microsoft Teams channel. The change manager can then approve or rework the change. Let's assume Diego is the change manager and he wanted to reject the approval by abandon it. He can reply the message starting with #abandon and followed by the reasons. After the message had been sent, the reply from Diego has appended as a comment in the Discussions tab. In General tab, we can see that the completion code has set to abandoned. Look into the workflow of the change record. It is now in abandoned state. Now I am going to do the demonstration on how the integration work on contract negotiation. When a contract is going to expire in the next 30 days, SMAX will send a notification message to Microsoft Teams as a reminder for the owner to proceed whether to extend or add terms and conditions to the contract. Assume that Diego is the owner of the contract. He can proceed to add the terms and condition by reply the message starting with #TNC and continue with the terms and condition he want to apply. After the message have been sent, the message will appear in Terms and Condition tab. Lastly, the demonstration on the Custom Actions button. If there is insufficient information on a specific record, SMAX user can message the owner of the record through Microsoft Teams by clicking on the Custom Action button created. If you have any inquiries, please don't hesitate to contact us. That is all from me, thank you.